she's telling me, even though they said they've been gone 3 months, she was in this doctor 2 weeks ago. She said she was there 2 weeks ago. When we get to the doctor, there's a sign on the door saying they moved to another address 3 months ago. 3 months ago. 3 months ago.
You need to grow up and be a man.
Hold on.
Don't let this woman dictate to you about
hold on.
Just be there for your son. You like to clown, your son will love it. He loves to laugh and play.
I got on him. I was like, Eric, what's going on? Are you about to have another child? And he said, Mom, she is wild. She's a stripper. She performs private parties.
The judge greets everyone with a warm smile and sets the stage for what promises to be a roller coaster paternity dispute involving Kayla Brown, who was contacted by a man claiming to be her biological father, sparking a family drama that could rival a soap opera. Get ready for some jaw-dropping twists.
Ms. Brown, you stand before the court with your mother, Alicia Brown. You say your world was recently turned upside down, whom you've never even heard of before, claiming to be your birth father. Now, he claims he has evidence to prove he is, in fact, your biological father.
Just when you thought your family reunions were awkward, Kayla recounts her tale of being contacted out of the blue by someone she initially thought was her sister via Instagram, which soon escalated to a Facebook message from Mr. Hampton, who dropped the bombshell claim of being her biological father. She's as confused and bewildered as a cat at a dog show about the unexpected contact. Brace yourselves. This story takes a wild turn.
I was adopted when I was 3 months old, so I have no idea who my extended family is or my biological mother. Someone claiming to be my sister on what's called Instagram. And from there, he messaged me on Facebook. He said, Kayla, I think I finally found your Facebook. Please let me know. I have no idea how much you or your adoption parents know about how things were.
Cue the dramatic entrance of Mr. Hampton. Mr. Hampton strides into the courtroom with the confidence of a man on a mission, ready to share his side of the story. He explains that he has been on a 20-year quest to find Kayla, his alleged daughter, involving a tale of lost love and missed connections that could make Nicholas Sparks blush. He reminisces about his past relationship with Kayla's mother and his presence at Kayla's birth, adding layers to this family saga. Things are about to get even more intense, so keep watching.
We just heard an amazing story from Ms. Brown.
I've been looking for my daughter for 20 years, Your Honor.
Okay.
I was in love with her mother, Your Honor, and...
You all were in a relationship?
Yes, we were in a relationship. She was pregnant, Your Honor. This was my first child. Gave her name, Your Honor.
Here comes the evidence, or so we think. Mr. Hampton presents what he claims to be a picture of toys he bought for Kayla as part of his arsenal of evidence to prove paternity. The judge receives the evidence with a skeptical eyebrow raise, while the audience murmurs about the unfolding drama like it's the season finale of their favorite show. You won't believe what happens next.
The toys that I first bought her before they left, Your Honor.
So this is a picture of the person you say is Ms. Brown's birth mother.
Yes, Your Honor.
And she's pregnant.
Yes, Your Honor. I've kept this photo for years, Your Honor, because I knew someday that I would find her.
Plot twist with a photograph, as the examination of a photograph that Mr. Hampton claims includes Kayla, her mother, and himself unfolds. The suspense builds. He's trying to establish a connection with Kayla through these images, but Kayla remains as unconvinced as a kid who's just been told broccoli tastes like candy. The tension escalates. Watch for the crowd's reaction.
So you went back to Washington, then you came back to Alaska, and her birth mother gave you this picture.
I still have that I've kept that photo on my wall for the last 20 years, Your Honor.
This picture?
I've kept that photo on my wall.
And she's 2 years old?
And she's 2 years old, Your Honor.
Just when you think you've seen it all, a major twist rocks the courtroom as Kayla's adoptive mother, Alicia, steps in with a bombshell. She recognizes a picture presented by Mr. Hampton. This stirs a pot of confusion about the past and the real identity of Kayla's biological father, turning the courtroom into a hive of whispered theories and gasps. Hold on, it's about to get bumpier.
I took this child several different times, at least for sure 3 times, if not 4 times, in for blood tests. Draw blood from her to try to determine who her father was. And they never could determine who the father was. So they kept listing different men. I think this is the father. Can you please bring her in for another test? And I'd take her in, and then,
But they never came to me.
Mr. Hampton pulls out the big guns with his documents. He provides what he claims is ironclad documentation that he was paying child support, arguing that the state of Alaska recognized him as Kayla's father. This throws another curveball into the proceedings, leading to further scrutiny and a collective scratching of heads over the legitimacy of these documents. You think that was something? Wait for the DNA results.
Well, then they must have proved that I was your father then.
I wouldn't have been able to adopt
All right,
Kayla.
here on this page it says, the paperwork you completed states that there is an for child support in Alaska.
Is my name on there?
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
The DNA results are about to drop like a hot new single.
You have desperately waited for this answer. You are not her father.
Judge Lake opens up with the drama of the century, Powell versus Tarver. Jerome gets a shout out for his impeccable court etiquette, and the courtroom buzzes with greetings. Here, the sticky issue is paternity involving 19-month-old Joshawn, and everyone's ready for the show.
Hello, Your Honor.
Hello.
This is a case of Poe versus Tarver.
Thank you, Jerome. Good day, everyone. Ms. Poe, you've petitioned the court for a paternity test to prove to Mr. Tarver that he is your 19-month-old son, Joshawn's father.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Tarver, you say your defense in court is simple. You are not Joshawn's father.
Right off the bat, Miss Powell drops a bombshell, claiming Mr. Tarver is the deadbeat dad of her son and hasn't done squat for support. Mr. Tarver, with all the calm of a hurricane, denies being the father and declares he's ready to prove it today. The courtroom's already heating up, and we're just getting started.
He's done nothing for this little boy, nothing at all?
No, Your Honor, he ain't did nothing. He ain't bought him a diaper, he ain't bought him a shoe, he ain't bought him a shirt. He don't do anything for my son. He call him once in a while, that's it. That's not being
I don't call him every day. I don't see him at least 3-4 times a week.
That's not being a father, Your
I don't call
Honor.
him every day.
No, you don't.
Miss Powell isn't holding back. She accuses Mr. Tarver of ignoring their son, not even springing for diapers or a cute little shirt. Mr. Tarver laughs it off, which only adds fuel to the fire, making the atmosphere as charged as a lightning bolt. Just when you thought it couldn't get more intense, it does.
Every time he asks, I let him see my son. If I have to go all the way to him, I take him to my son, because I don't want my son without a father.
You say he's denying.
Absolutely. He's denying my son.
Not just denying him time and attention, but denying him, saying he's not his child.
Yes, Your Honor.
In a plot twist, Mr. Tarver suggests maybe he's not the only possible dad on the block, hinting at Miss Powell's not-so-exclusive dating habits. He recounts tales of suspicious late nights and questionable partying, trying to add a layer of doubt about his paternity. The courtroom's tangled like a daytime soap opera, and we're all here for it.
So when you didn't leave me and go lay with somebody else?
No, I didn't.
The night that you told me you 5 blocks away, it took you 3 hours to pull up.
Where Mr. Tarver
5 blocks away, it took you 3 hours to pull up with 3 dudes in the car?
Girl was
5 blocks
there.
away, it take 3 hours to pull up with 3 dudes in the car?
There was another girl. He said he wanted to go to sleep.
It was no other girl there.
Asleep.
And did you not leave and go back and lay with him?
Absolutely, I left, but I did not go leave and lay with another man.
The plot thickens as Mr. Tarver calls out the timeline of the pregnancy, suggesting Miss Powell played a bit fast and loose with the dates. Miss Powell defends her timeline with tales of doctor's visits and tests, but her story has some holes. Buckle up, the judge is about to dive deep into this mystery.
When she first got pregnant, she came and told me she was 2 months pregnant. And time went on, about 2-3 months had passed, and she come back and tell me she's 2 months pregnant.
Lying, Your Honor.
You didn't come back. You didn't come back when you was supposed to be 4 months.
I went to the doctor. I went to Planned Parenthood, the clinic, and I got a pee test done. And the lady asked me when was my last menstrual cycle. I gave her a date, and she went off the date based
so it's 2 months off?
When I told. Please.
2 months
please.
off?
Things get real as Mr. Tarver admits he's got doubts. Despite having gone as far as naming the kid, he details the rocky nature of their fling, leaving us wondering if he's the dad or just a footnote in Miss Powell's love diary. Hold on to your hats. This roller coaster's just hit a loop.
She tell me she needs to go to the doctor, so I tell her I'll go with her. We go to the doctor. We get to the doctor say they closed and they moved. They've been gone for a minute. She's telling me, even though they said they've been gone 3 months, she was in this doctor 2 weeks ago. She said she was there 2 weeks ago. When we get to the doctor, there's a sign on the door saying they moved to another address 3 months ago. 3 months ago.
Boy,
3 months ago.
Just when you think you've seen it all, in walks Mr. Tarver's current fiancée, Ms. Jones, turning the courtroom into a reality TV episode. She backs up Mr. Tarver's claim of a crowded daddy field, stirring up even more drama. Get your popcorn ready. Ms. Jones is about to spill some serious tea.
Let's be respectful. So, ma'am, what do you know about this situation?
To be honest, they say that it's multiple people was claiming her baby at the time.
You don't even know me.
Be quiet. I'm talking.
You don't even know me.
Let's
so how you gonna say anything?
Girl,
I heard many things about you too. From him.
They're saying there's multiple people claiming her baby, which he also told me the same thing.
Multiple people.
Yes, and
are saying that her child is theirs.
Yes.
Mr. Tarver whips out social media posts suggesting Miss Powell was practically campaigning to get pregnant. Miss Powell argues it's all a big misunderstanding. The evidence has everyone whispering. Fasten your seatbelts, folks. The judge is about to drop the gavel on this social media circus.
And I got evidence, Your Honor, that she was dying to get pregnant.
Boy,
let me see this evidence, Jerome.
Was this not on your? Did somebody not tell you?
Over to your podium, Mr. Tarver. Finally, blank was dying to get pregnant.
Yes, Your Honor, that was my homegirl. She ain't on my status. She commented on my status.
Joke.
She was not the only person that commented on the status saying about me getting pregnant.
And not the only one that said you was dying to get pregnant.
Nobody wasn't dying to get pregnant by you.
You could cut the tension with a knife as the DNA results are finally revealed. Mr. Tarver is indeed the father of little Joshawn, sending shockwaves through the courtroom. But don't go anywhere yet. There's another paternity plot twist on the horizon.
You are Joshawn's father.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's what I wanted to though. But that's what I wanted as well.
You know what? Now you all just yelling because you just like to hear yourself talk. Because you're not saying anything. It's your child. You know now. You said you already been stepping up. Step up even further.
Yes, Your Honor.
As if one paternity drama wasn't enough, enter stage left. A second case with Mr. Tarver and Ms. Jones concerning yet another child. This saga just turned into a double feature, complete with past exes and lingering doubts. The next chapter promises even more jaw-dropping revelations.
Ms. Jones, Mr. Tarver, you did in fact submit to DNA testing, am I correct? You all are engaged.
Yes, Your Honor.
So there's a lot at stake here.
Yes, Your Honor.
I think it's time for the results. Jerome, these results were prepared by DNA Diagnostics, and they read as follows. In the case of Tarver versus Jones, pertaining to 1-year-old Rory Tarver,
as the DNA drama unfolds,
it has been determined by this court, Mr. Tarver, you are Rory's father.
So you feel special?
And now?
the courtroom drama kicks off with a splash. The court session begins with the clerk announcing the case of Rayford versus Freeman. The judge greets the courtroom, and everyone responds with a cheery, "Good day. Get ready for a roller coaster of emotions."
Please be seated.
Hello, Your Honor.
Hello.
This is a case of Rayford versus Freeman.
Thank you, Jerome. Good day, everyone. Ms. Rayford, you say Mr. Freeman's inability to be honest has landed you smack in the middle of a love triangle that produced your 8-month-old son, Terry.
Things are heating up right from the get-go. Ms. Rayford accuses Mr. Freeman of dishonesty and claims he is the father of her 8-month-old son, Terry, whom he denies. The judge recaps that Mr. Freeman exited the relationship abruptly to return to his fiancée and began denying the baby. Strap in. The drama's just revving up.
You say that after begging you to have his child, Mr. Freeman abruptly left your relationship, returned to his fiancée, and started denying your baby. Is that correct?
Yes, it is.
Mr. Freeman, you say Ms. Rayford was nothing more than a fling who is now obsessed with you and your fiancée, Ms. Triplett.
Accusations are flying left and right. Mr. Freeman claims that Ms. Rayford was just a fling and insists that due to her relationships with other men, there's no way he could be the father of her child. He believes Ms. Rayford is obsessed with him and his fiancée, Ms. Triplett. Just when you think it can't get more intense, it does.
You claim that during your brief time with Ms. Rayford, she was sleeping with multiple men and there is no you are her son's father. Is that correct?
Correct, Your Honor.
Terry is 8 months old. What has Mr. Freeman done for him?
Mr. Freeman hasn't done nothing. He has been a deadbeat.
Ms. Rayford pulls no punches, calling Mr. Freeman a deadbeat who has done nothing for Terry since his birth. She vents her frustration, prompting an outcry from the audience. Oh, and it's about to get even juicier.
Ever since he got with this Miss Triplett.
Hold on, first of all, ladies. All right, I'm awake now. That erupted from 0 to 100 in a less than 1 second. Wow. Let's bring it down a notch.
The courtroom turns into a verbal battlefield. The situation heats up with exchanges between Ms. Rayford and Ms. Triplett, leading the judge to step in and cool down the flare-ups. The judge emphasizes the need for clarity on the fatherhood of Terry. Hold on to your hats. This ride's not over yet.
This is his son, so he can step up and be the man he needs to be for his first child. You need to grow up and be a man.
Hold on.
Don't let this woman dictate to you about
hold on.
Just be there for your son. You like to clown, your son will love it. He loves to laugh and play. Play with him and not me. It's not an issue of paternity, issue of him being responsible.
Tensions escalate as Mr. Freeman tries to defend his actions. He claims he tried to be involved and even brought items for Terry, but Ms. Rayford refused them. The judge digs deeper into these claims, revealing a tangled web of truths and lies. And guess what? There's more where that came from.
I want to hear from Mr. Freeman because Ms. Rayford has made some very strong accusations. Is this because you do not believe Terry is your biological son?
I don't believe he's my son. I tried multiple times to come to Trina's house and deliver stuff. I brought things for the child, you know what I'm saying? And she's neglected me, told me I don't need your stuff.
Yes, Your Honor.
The plot thickens as the relationship timeline gets dissected. The discussion reveals a complex web involving Ms. Rayford, Mr. Freeman, and Ms. Triplett, with overlapping intimate relationships complicating the paternity question even further. You'll need popcorn for what's coming up next.
I know you wish you was.
Ms. Rayford.
Ain't no way I would, you nasty tramp.
Ms. Rayford, hold on.
Her mama's not here.
Listen. You all are making fools of yourselves. This is absolutely ridiculous. Mr. Freeman, why are you here?
I'm here today to prove that I'm not Trina's baby daddy. Me and Trina was together. It was only just a fling. Trina was still having sex with multiple guys.
She believes you were still having sex with other people. Is that true?
No, it's not true.
More backstory unearths more drama. The judge explores the history of the relationships and pregnancies involved. Ms. Rayford insists she was already pregnant when she left for California, a claim disputed by Mr. Freeman and Ms. Triplett. The truth is about to make a grand entrance.
Mr. Freeman, you were going back and forth between these two women all this time. No wonder you so quiet. But now we know you all both got everything to do with it.
I was gone to California. He was back fraternizing with her, gambling, hoarding, being irresponsible.
Did you go out with anybody, date anybody,
No,
or sleep
I'm
with
pregnant. My man was supposed to be in Memphis. We were living together.
Secrets start spilling out. The judge presses Mr. Freeman about his relationships and sexual activities around the conception window. Mr. Freeman admits to encounters with both women during the relevant times, but insists they were protected. Wait until you see the next bomb drop.
We probably had sex a couple of times, but I always used a condom.
You couldn't afford no condom.
So, wait a minute. Were you also still with Miss Triplett at this time?
Yes.
Wow.
All right. So now you are admitting you were basically having sex with Miss Triplett and with Miss Rayford at the same time.
It was only just a fling.
Well, look,
You
flings,
say that now.
Listen, flings produce babies. If you don't know that, now you know.
The moment of truth arrives with a bang. DNA results are finally revealed.
It has been determined by this court. Mr. Freeman,
Yes.
you
Are not. Keep hope alive. But you wrong today.
are the father.
See? I'm wrong.
The court session kicks off with formal introductions, setting the stage for a dramatic showdown in the courtroom. The session begins with formal greetings and introductions in the courtroom, quickly setting the stage for a paternity dispute involving emotional and financial stakes. Strap in, because this drama is just getting warmed up.
This is the case of Tucker versus Mosley.
Thank you, Jerome. Good day, everyone. Miss Tucker.
Yes, Your Honor.
You're here today for your son, 1-year-old Keandre Tucker.
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, you say you're unsure whether a man you've been in a sexual relationship with or the defendant's deceased son is his biological father.
Yes, Your Honor.
As Cleo Tucker steps up, you can cut the tension with a knife. She explains her relationship with Eric and her reasons for believing he is the father of her child, supported by dates and details of their encounters. She brings out a calendar, meticulously marked to demonstrate the frequency of their relationship during the conception period. Hold on to your hats. This calendar is about to become Exhibit A.
Now, Ms. Mosley, you tragically lost your son, Eric, a little over a year ago.
Yes,
I'm
Your
so
Honor.
sorry. Now you say you barely had time to grieve, and Miss Tucker is coming after you for money.
Yes, Your Honor.
Furthermore, you claim she's not the first woman to try to pin paternity on your son, and you have proof he did not father little Keandre.
Tucker presents her calendar like a treasure map, pointing to dates that could lead to a paternity jackpot. She highlights the key dates of her interactions with Eric, aiming to establish a timeline that supports her claim of paternity. This visual evidence serves as a critical element in her argument, emphasizing the specific period she believes led to her pregnancy. You won't believe what comes next.
Well, from the time that me and Mr. Andrews was together, it wasn't on no relationship type. It was just that we was just messing around. When I met him, I did have a boyfriend, so you know that I was sleeping with two people at the same time, but it was more frequent with Mr. Andrews. And when I met him, I remember the exact date as if it was yesterday. I met him February. This was on my best friend's birthday. I actually have a calendar that I can actually show you too as well.
Mosley shares her grief and disbelief with such passion you'd think she was auditioning for a soap opera. She explains her close relationship with her son and how she was never informed of Tucker, raising doubts about Tucker's claims. She emphasizes the lack of communication from her son about Tucker, which fuels her skepticism and need for DNA proof. Grab your popcorn. The plot is about to thicken.
So, Miss Mosley, did he tell you anything?
Your Honor, my son told me nothing. I found out of Miss Cleo Tucker's pregnancy through his friend. His friends called me Auntie Vonda. And he said, Auntie Vonda, you know Cleo is about to give birth to Eric's child. And I was like, who is Cleo Tucker?
The courtroom is all ears as Mosley describes a tell-all conversation with her son about Tucker. She recounts a conversation with her incarcerated son about Tucker, revealing his characterizations of Tucker's lifestyle, which he believed cast doubt on her claims. This moment highlights the complex dynamics and perceptions that can influence personal judgments and the pursuit of truth in paternity cases. Just wait until you hear what's coming up.
He was incarcerated at the time, and we spoke every day. On this particular day that I found out, when he called, I got on him. I was like, Eric, what's going on? Are you about to have another child? And he said, Mom, she is wild. She's a stripper. She performs private parties.
Tucker and Mosley dive into the financial nitty-gritty with the intensity of a primetime game show. They discuss financial responsibilities and the burden of proof, leading to a heated exchange about motives and the impact of Eric's death on the family dynamic and financial claims. Tucker lays out a detailed list of child-rearing expenses, seeking financial support from Mosley. This financial face-off is about to get even more intense.
Finding pictures like these of my son and her son, and I'm not even sure if he is his son.
Let me see that. Jerome, will you hand me that evidence, please?
And she's not the first one to come forth that her child is my son's. There was another girl that claimed that her son was his. We had the DNA and found out he was not his.
Everyone holds their breath as Judge Lake prepares to deliver the DNA test results, turning the courtroom into a high-stakes reveal party.
It has been determined that Mr. Andrew is the biological father.
That's all I wanted to know.
You look happy.
I am. I still have a piece of him.